All right, welcome back, everybody, to Border Kingdoms Adventures, your one-stop shop for actual play Dungeons and Dragons here on the internet. Because the internet is a zoo and we are the monkey house. Welcome as we begin our second week of recovery from the medical hiatus the channel was on because the only producer on the channel, namely me, was not available for any streaming. So we have adjusted our times a little bit. We're starting a little bit sooner than we used to, and we're going to be ending by 9 p.m. Central Time ish. Just because I have got a limit to my stamina these days, and until it builds back up again, we are going to do 2 hour streams. So, tonight, we are back with Tal'dorei South, otherwise known as getting the band back together again, Three Fae and a Pizza Play, a Dwarf Three Fae and a Pizza Place revival, uh, Flight of the Valkyrie 2.0 that's going to suddenly get renamed to something else food related because I know this group. You know, the usual. But we're going to, since it has been a month and a half since we last streamed due to the mitigating circumstances, we're going to be kind of easing our way back into it and figuring out what happened, where we went, what we left off with, and where we have gone from there. So, especially considering the fact that the guy in charge of the whole shebang was in a brain fog, and the entire time from the point we started it until we went on hiatus. So that's never any good. But here we are. We're back again. So, when last we left off, our group had just completed kind of exploring in underneath a ziggurat that was supposed to have and hold some goodies that somebody sent you all in there to investigate and bring back. And while down there, you met somebody of interest. And I am forgetting what her name was. And I am not seeing the notepad I was using. Yes. She did. She did ask you to call her auntie. I'm not sure exactly what her name was though. Once I clean through my desk, which is a mild shambles, I can probably find it, but that is going to take me several days and a lot of energy. Mila. It was. And you did. She did. And she gave you some of it. Yes. The lake that's kind of north along the shore of the continent. There's a lake, and on that lake, there's a we'll call her a creature of interest, and she is supposedly a hag, according to the Auntie Mila, and the hag chased off her family long ago. So let's see here, real quick. I am going to add in some content because I can do that. Yeah, no. Is it not going to let me do it because because I've got the thing running? Oh well. Well, we're gonna try this the old-fashioned way. Then we're going to close out Roll20 real quick and see if that helps us. So, for anybody interested that is looking to run their content. Oh, here it is, game add-ons. That is looking to run their content on Roll20. The Tal'dorei Reborn has just added into Roll20. So now all the stuff that I've been saying, wow, it'd be really nice if Darrington Press added this into Roll20. Guess what? They added it into Roll20. So now I'm just loading that up here real quick. There we go. Now we've got a bunch of maps that will help us out here. Yeah, I was pretty psyched when I saw that. I'm like, hey, I can use that. All right. So with that, let's see here. The city in question was Stilben, I believe. Yep. Oh, yeah. The Rotted Lot. Yes. Yep. I'm pretty sure that is one of the fine establishments in Stilben, located here. So that is where you currently have made your way, or are making your way back to. How do I add money to kill? Wow, somebody's got it out for you guys. Somebody wants to apparently donate money to make life more difficult for you all. Now that said, I did do that on Wednesday with Van. I let somebody apply disadvantage to his rolls for bits. So I don't know if I'm necessarily going to do it right now. I don't know. I might. You never know. Who is Greyhound 70? Who is Greyhound 72? I'm not sure. Isn't that Jake? Yeah, it is Jake. Apparently. Nope. The donator is not in your house. Well, Jake, if you gift a sub, I will apply disadvantage to one roll of my choice. Um, you know, depending on how crazy it goes, I might throw in a wandering monster. You never know. It's all pretty much up to me. And he gifted five subs. Yeah, that 100%. I accept bribes. Are you kidding me? This is a non-AL game. Yeah, keeps it interesting. Yep. Hey, I've got medications to pay for. So, all right, and to help you all out in your seeing of what's coming up here, the Lucidian coast. So Stillbend is right here. So that is where you're located. The lake in question is located right here. On the and Drina is on the shore of it. So that is where Auntie Mila is telling you there's a hag that has taken over the lake and booted her family out after being there for generations. And of course, Zephra is the mountaintop where it is extremely windy. Winds are constantly pummeling down from that mountainside, and that is, in fact, where the air node is and where the Arashari make their home. Currently being led by the speaker of the Arashari, who is my God, brain fog is still killing me. Campaign 1, Druid. Keyleth, thank you. Good Lord. And then as you go further inland, that is where you start to get into more of the Tal'dorei that the Campaign 1 fans will know and love. Iman, Whitestone, and the like. Craig Hammer. So, That is where you all are. You are currently somewhere in the Catal Swamp, heading back towards Stilben, and that is where we pick up. Well, all right. So since I've got the town playing, soundscape playing right now, you've made your way back to town. Yeah, but you were making your way out. Were you? Oh, that's right. Remind me what. So, what was it that you were going into the ziggurat for again? Oh, so she was showing you how to get into the ziggurat to attempt to go get artwork. That's we must have. We must have. Let's see here. Let's see if I've got any good maps that I've put in here for that. I don't think I have. Um, you can't hear the players. That is a fine point. How about I
Joe doesn't like
unmute
to
the
turn us
players?
on.
Come on.
Did you have us on mute? We
So,
weren't saying anything.
So here's the thing, gentle viewers. These particular players like to talk the entire time when I'm trying to launch us, which is part of the reason why we start late every time on Sundays. And so I leave them muted as I go live, and sometimes I forget to unmute them.
We weren't talking when you went live this time.
It's true. We were polite. This was the one time.
We're being kind because of your recovering illness, and now we're being punished.
Now you're
Yep.
being punished. Well, you know.
I guess it doesn't matter, friends. If we're quiet or not, we will always be muted.
Keep it up.
Unloved.
You're
Might as
the
well
worst
abuse
of the
that.
offenders. I don't know why you're being so snarky there.
I mean, we should have used that. Why not?
So what are we gonna do? Snakes, or just be like brain fogged away with the
So
loot?
no,
I mean,
it
I'm
starts,
good
with
let's
either-
start off with
either
the
one.
snakes. So there is the sarcophagus that is surrounded by snakes. You have disarmed the trap, clearly.
Is that on roll 20?
What the disarming the trap?
Yeah, the map of that. Because right now I still
Or
have.
We were doing theater of the mind.
We were doing theater
Yeah,
of the
that's
mind, and we're still
Cool.
going to be doing theater of the mind because I don't have a map for this ziggurat.
not a problem. That's not a big deal.
So
Yep.
it's
so-
not like I was making maps while I was sitting in the hospital. I had my laptop with me. I think I opened it up once after about 4 or 5 days. But anyways, all right. So yes, we will continue on with that. So you were attempting to get more artwork and more goodies to bring back. So you are in this room that has a sunken area that is kind of covered in snakes and a sarcophagus. At this point, there's the entrance into that room, the sarcophagus, the kind of carpet of snakes around it, and this ledge that goes around that sunken area where the sarcophagus sits.
Goddamn hoarders.
Right, the
So-
ASPCA is going to come in and save all the snakes and give them out to fosters.
So the room is sunken, and there's a little like lip going around the edge of
Yep.
the room.
Yep.
How wide would that be?
About 6 or 7 feet.
Okay, so wide enough.
Wide enough to
around.
walk through. Yeah.
Okay.
Wide enough to walk around safely without much worry. It's about 5 feet up from around the floor.
Do we have some kind of druid who is like, wants to talk to a snake and just like make all the snakes be on our side, and we could be like St. Patrick and drive them out.
That'd be cool. I don't know if I have talked to animals. And also, Sarah really doesn't like snakes.
Oh,
That's gonna be
I
fun.
can talk to animals. I'm trying to find my token on the map.
Does anyone
I
have a
do
shillelagh?
speak with animals today.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Drive those fuckers out.
Let's see what. Yeah.
Sunday's
I'm
also the reason why I toggled that mature content filter already.
Okay, so there I am.
Is it because of the snakes?
So are we?
I was
down
told
on
I could
the-
use my mug.
Are we on
Oh.
the lower left quadrant of the map?
All right.
So you're
scattered over the
basically in the ziggurat that's at the bottom here,
Yeah.
bottom left. Yeah.
I'm going to
we're-
cast one of my 2 spells to cast Speak with Animals.
All right.
Actually, wait. Hey guys, can we just like pop out of here for like 10 minutes so that I can cast a spell to speak with these snakes?
Let me see
Or
if I can talk to him right now because I think I can.
Wait, I know something in Snake. I know something. You ready? This is the only sentence I know in Snake. Salarcius. Means
Yes,
open
but
up.
we disavow anything that comes out of that author.
Yes, we do.
So I can speak with beast, plants, and vegetation. They can understand me, but I can't understand them. And it's
Exactly.
no
So
action.
they can understand you, but the replies,
I'm
that is
just
where
going
they're
to
going to
cast Speak with Animals.
All right.
Spell
If
slot
you
for
want to
use.
cast, so as a druid, I don't think you can cast it ritually.
I can.
It's a ritual, but I don't think you have ritual casting.
Oh.
That's a
yeah.
feat. Wizards
Yeah.
can do it as rituals because that's part of
No,
their
I
spell
think-
casting.
I think I would have to look it up, and I'm not gonna cast the ritual anyway. But I think that
We can look it up later.
yeah,
But-
yeah.
Okay.
So you cast
Seems to
speak
be
with
fair.
animals, and the snakes kind of take attention as soon as the spell is done casting, and they just start looking up at you tentatively.
Hi, snake friends. How you doing?
Friends. Yeah.
We just need to get through here. We're not, we're not trying to hurt you or, mess with your life or take your rats or anything like that. We're not going to step on you.
Rats.
We're
You
just
know
trying
where
to-
there are rats? Somebody put us down here.
Oh, do you need help getting out?
Well, it would be nice. But as soon as we get out, we need food. Because we've not eaten for a long time.
This is like a marsh up there. There's plenty of like small rodents. It's a thing.
You actually found rat nests when you first got into that area.
Yeah.
It's actually not far outside of the ziggurat. If you remember correctly, there's a rat nest here.
All right. I don't know if snakes are likely to be able to tell directions, but I can tell them. We're gonna need to like open a door for the snakes if I want to try and get the snakes out, or can I just tell them where to go to get out to?
You can tell them the direction because the door didn't exactly close behind you.
Yeah, there.
The door is
yeah,
sitting
so
open.
I'm gonna tell
You've
all
you've disarmed the only trap that you found along that way.
You're welcome.
So
I'm gonna tell all the snakes, with where I saw some rat nests, and do you need to be warmed up? Can anybody here like warm ups and stuff for these snakes?
they're actually within this little room. They're almost in the kind of perfect the Goldilocks type setting. So they are
Right.
perfectly warm. They are not actually they don't need to eat or worry about heat or anything like that until they leave the ziggurat. As soon as they leave this room, then suddenly they're going to have to worry about food.
Yeah.
So
It's a rough life out there, but it's definitely more pleasant than it is in here. So I wish you the best. You go up these stairs and slither to your right, and then slither down the hall, and then three left turns, and then slither up some stairs, and make your way outside. There's plenty of rats and rabbits and mice, and to your heart's content.
And this snake, who seems to be one of the larger of them, you see the snakes that are in here are a weird variety of breeds. It's almost as if the snake wrangler for this movie just had like a bunch of different types of snakes, and they just brought them all and didn't care, and just no continuity whatsoever, and threw them all in. But the one that was speaking to you seemed to be of the larger of them, or one of the larger of the breeds, and he turns, tells the rest of the snakes what to do, where to go, and they head out.
I'm going to cast message to our adopted grandmother and let her know not to be alarmed, that there will be
that there's a exodus of snakes coming out of the
Yep.
You're basically going to tell Grandma there's more sausage on the way.
Yeah.
Lots of snakes, you say. Ooh, I do enjoy snakes. I will make sure to give them a wide berth. Thank you, dearie.
You're welcome.
And the snake that was kind of the head in charge snake will then kind of curl up near your feet there, and will say, I think I'll stick with you, for you've helped our people. We must return the favor. At the very least, until you make your way out of there.
I thought you were talking about me because I was a rabbit. That he was going to go ahead and have some lunch.
No, only if he was a giant constrictor and could swallow you whole.
Cool.
And I've already swallowed somebody whole once, or came close to it once already in this campaign. So I might wait a little bit before I try it again on you. So no, it hangs out by the druid. You're a druid, correct, Sarah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it hangs out by you, since you were the one that talked to him, and you're the one that kind of told them how to get out of there. So he is going to repay it for the rest of his little clan there that were stuck inside of that room. Once they all start to leave, what you will see at the bottom is a rather nice mosaic that is made to represent what looks to be like a grand battle that is going on, and it is a battle of Titanic type proportions. You see creatures that are just kind of just standing over cityscapes, easily 40, 50 feet tall, doing battle over the tops of these cities. Creatures that clearly look like they have evil intent versus very proper, benevolent-looking creatures. Ones that look like humanoids in full armored regalia with weapons or doing spells against these twisted, evil-looking creatures. Anybody with a religion check can attempt to see what you can discern out of this, but or history. So
here I go. It worked. There we go. Rolling crappy.
Nope.
I must have missed that day of catechism.
I'll give it a go, but
Nope.
I got a 16.
think the 16 is
Stacy
odd.
doesn't remember anything. Stacy was asleep that day at church school.
Barbarian camp?
Are
Barbarian.
any of us
They don't
smart?
teach religion there.
Mavis slept through the religion class at Bard School.
Okay.
Oh, I accidentally rolled twice. We'll just take the lower one. It's a 6.
All right, well, whatever.
And we know nothing.
So, best bet is that it's probably something to do with the calamity, the time of troubles when the evil gods, the betrayer gods, and the good gods did battle before getting locked behind the divine gates. So now these creatures can no longer walk the land of Exandria, but can act through the use of minions such as clerics, warlocks, cultists, and the like, depending on who the creatures are. So nothing specific out of it, but it looks like it's representative of the time of the calamity. The sarcophagus looks to be... You can see where the snakes were prior to them leaving because it's very smooth and clean where the snakes kind of went up to a few inches on the sarcophagus. And then over that, it looks a little bit more kind of worn and weathered, dusty, dirty, a little bit more pockmarked. But the sarcophagus still seems very solid and in place and is now cleared out. Looking at it, it looks as if the sarcophagus itself has a bas relief of a humanoid laying atop of it. But you'd have to get closer to it to find out more.
Can we do a pyramid, like a like a cheerleading stack lift to get up there?
You actually have to get down to it, and then the sarcophagus will be, at basically chest up.
So we have to go down. We have to go down first.
Yep, it's only about a 5-foot drop.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll just jump down.
Stacy will follow.
I probably should check for things first, but I don't. I didn't. I'm just gonna go.
Jumping down,
Yep.
you drop onto the floor.
Stacy
Yes,
will
I
follow.
did.
And
Once other people make it and don't die, B will follow.
yeah, they don't die dropping down onto the floor, and then once you get down there, you are kind of met with the. It is a little slippery because there seems to be
Okay.
no real. Not too bad. It's not like you zip bang, but
Sure.
there seems to be a very high sheen as if these the mosaic stones here have been being polished,
Polished.
basically constantly by the movement of snakes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you are down there, and it's easy enough to get there.
I'm not gonna go straight for the sarcophagus. I'm gonna do kind of like a walk around, like you see in the like cop movies, and they go do the perimeter check.
So you're gonna sign the log as you jump down in.
Yep.
Okay. The thing that cops never do in the cop movies when they enter into a crime scene. Sign the log that everybody has to check in when entering the crime scene.
Yep.
All right. Well, you get down there. You do a perimeter search. Nothing looks untoward. Again, as you get closer to the sarcophagus, you can make out what looks to be like the bas relief of the person that would be entombed within the sarcophagus in there. But as you get closer, you notice that the facial
Mhm.
is not looking very defined. So they're a little kind of muted, almost like they've been worn down with time, or they just weren't very well defined when it was first made. It was almost made to be, uh, in, the intent was to be kind of deceptively vague on the looks
Generic.
of them. Mm-hmm.
There's no like defining feature like a mole or something that we could log to recognize someone in the future.
There is not.
I guess the person
The
would
only
be dead.
the only defining feature that is there is that the two hands of this creature are kind of crossed, and one hand looks to be like it's holding a scepter. The other one looks like it is holding a blade, either a dagger or a short sword.
Your friendly
That's
neighborhood rogue would like to do a check for traps, please.
You can do so. Roll me an investigation check. 18.
Pretty good.
There is no sign of traps in this sarcophagus.
Okay. I want
No
to
sign of any traps, guys. Looks like we can just push it open.
hang on before you do that. You know, does it seem magical to anybody? Like, is anybody getting like I'm not magical, so is anybody getting like a vibe? Should say that with my accent.
Excellent idea, because yeah, that is not a thing that I do.
Let's see here.
Any
I have a familiar.
reviews?
I asked my familiar if he's getting a vibe. Tank? Tank does not respond.
Creepy.
Because he's a chihuahua. Huh?
Yeah. He kind of looks at you like it's kind of creepy because he's shivering a little.
Oh, he does that though. That's normal.
Exactly.
Should knit that little guy a sweater.
He's already wearing one. It's to keep his tiny scale mail from scratching his.
Oh.
Why?
Let's stop
Why?
fashioning about, and I'll approach and push it open because I'm a cleric, and there's nothing to be scared of the dead. We want to just be respectful.
How strong are you?
Super strong. Do I need to do a strength check?
I asked what your strength skill or your strength ability was. What's the number?
It's a -1.
So what you're saying is you have a strength of 8.
Yes, I do.
You watch as the cleric walks over to it and goes, and just like the feet are like as she tries to push it
I'm
open.
Sorry, I haven't been feeling well the last couple of days. Could somebody get the other side, and maybe together we can push?
Could we use a lever?
There's a lever.
I mean, we have staffs and things. We can create a lever.
I think she was saying she wanted to create a rudimentary. Anyway, if
I
only we
also
had a
have
rudimentary
strength of
leg.
8, so I will help you.
I hold up a crowbar
Excellent.
and then I ask, do we want to know if it's magic before we play with it with the crowbar?
Yeah. Definitely.
Probably, yeah.
I cast detect magic.
The sarcophagus
so great.
itself is not magical. There is some magic on the mosaic, but you'd already gotten a description from the snake saying that they didn't have to eat or be concerned about aging, dying, or anything like that. while they were in this room. So you're guessing that whatever magic is on the mosaic was what was keeping the snakes there and alive and not like starving.
And young.
Exactly. Exactly.
I also have a crowbar. I would like to help.
All right. Somebody can give me an athletics check at advantage to try and open the sarcophagus.
Athletics.
Oh, I shouldn't do that. No,
I
it
look
should be
for our
somebody else.
strong person, which should be
Stacy,
Hi.
right?
Hey, Stacy. We'll wedge this crowbar to help you.
Okay.
Get on in there,
He goes to
girl.
wedge the crowbar. At advantage. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
22.
Yeah, it would have been really embarrassing if you didn't have advantage.
I didn't have a good grip on it, guys. Sorry.
Sorry.
Here, you can hold tank.
Yeah. She's like, oh my god, I was holding my tank the entire time. Here, take her. All right,
Him.
him.
Picture in chat.
Wait,
Oh,
I don't
I
even
found a
want to
picture
know.
of tank. There he is in his little armor.
so cute.
You can buy it on Etsy.
I'm gonna
Yep.
use probably my only super reaction on that.
I'm just picturing Stacy like Joe Manganiello was carrying bubbles around Gary Con the entire weekend, just like wrapped up in a blanket, and just snoozing the entire
Tank's got a
time.
little backpack.
Yeah. So
Got a little baby Bjorn to get to the front or the back.
He's in the back. Yeah. He like looks over my shoulder. His little paws up.
I'm totally picturing some Laura Bailey. This poor dog is going to wind up dying at some point. All right, so
He has 1 hit
No,
point, so he's
no.
probably gonna die at some
Isn't
point.
he
Yeah,
a
he uses
familiar
weasel
though?
stats.
So once
He's a-
it goes back to the
is he a familiar?
astral plane and then kind of comes
Tank
back.
is a familiar.
Ah,
I can
so
resummon him using the Find Familiar spell that I have.
so we need to keep you stocked with some incense.
Oh, good lord!
Yes.
All
You can
right.
also cast touch spell.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
So every time he goes away, it's just going to cost you 10 gold to get him back again.
Daryl has a great familiar. Daryl.
Small price to pay.
Small price to pay.
But we'll all just chip into the fund.
Yep.
Oh,
This is
hello.
the resummon tank fund. All right, so you have got as you
One
open
time
it
Tank
up.
comes back with wings, and we're all like, "What happened, Tank?"
I did donate an extra life to get a Tressum that was, instead of a cat, it was a corgi with wings.
Yep, I got one of those too.
Hmm.
I got a unique one. I had it molded after Ginger, so it like never leaves my side, even though it has the ability to fly. 'Cause it
Did
just, like,
you
glums
know
it.
that corgis are the official animal ride of Fae?
Yes.
And they're also what the overweight dragon emulates in the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Dude, I haven't seen it. La 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 la.
I mean,
No
You've-
spoilers. No spoilers.
You would have
No.
seen the corgi roll on the trailer.
No, I've been avoiding. I really want to see it, but I have kids and I can't get
Pretty
out.
great.
I really want to see it.
It's
I
good.
liked
I'll
It's
tell you what I
actually
did
good.
the first day that I was out of the hospital. We
Bradley
went to
Aw.
Flick's
Cooper.
Brew House, and we went, and the Monday crew went and watched it.
Oh, that's
So-
wonderful. Jealous.
Yeah, apparently I
liked,
looked like hell, but I made it through the movie, so
I liked Bradley Cooper's character.
yeah, that was kind of cool. Anyways,
I didn't
so
even know Bradley Cooper was in it.
it's a cameo. As you open up the sarcophagus, it cracks open, and towards the bottom, you will see that there is a kind of mummified remains that are mostly skeletal, still have wrappings about them. They are wearing what looks to be like a gold and gemstone necklace, almost torque-like in its chunkiness. They have got bracers on that are got metal and some other gemstones in them, and kind of it looks like it's either it's shifted down or parts of it have fallen apart over time, but it looks like a burial shroud is over the bottom half of it, and where its arms are covered or crossed, there seems to be a light coating of what looks to be like black crow feathers or bird feathers, and underneath them you can see that there is what looks to be like a carved ivory rod or scepter and a dagger. The dagger is of a silverish metal that has a glinting light to it.
Well, the rogue likes her daggers, so that's a very shiny, shiny thing.
So, my detect magic, we haven't wasted 10 minutes, have we?
Oh yeah, that took 10 minutes just talking about. No, you looking in the scepter and the dagger are magical. The rest of it looks like either historical or just jewelry, or historical jewelry. You know, one, both, either. But yeah,
I share that information with my friends.
Are there any like brooches or pins that I can add to my sash?
not really.
To
Not
your
that you can
flare?
see.
Yeah.
No,
some
no
extra
additional flare on this particular mummy.
Dang. Okay.
He's got,
None of the jewelry is like pinnable
Nope.
to my scouting sash.
He's got bracelets, though.
He's got like what looks to be like bracers. They go from about wrist to about half arm.
Nice. I mean, I was looking to see if I have any kind of cleric-y spells to like rest its soul or whatever, but I don't see anything. So
There's like ceremony, but it looks like the soul of this creature has long since been put to rest. Otherwise, it would have gotten up and said, "Bitch, close the door.
Don't touch my stuff.
Don't touch my stuff."
There
Yep.
are shiny objects in there, and I am not only a tabaxi but also a rogue, so I will immediately reach in and see if I can liberate these items so I can rehome them, rather than,
So reaching in,
robbing.
you what are you gonna grab first?
you got mage hand?
Jewelry. So it would be the necklace I would probably go for first.
So the necklace comes off easily. It is not clasped behind it, and you can see that there is a clasp there. It just wasn't attached. It was just kind of draped over the mummy as it was set in. And
Does it have any like pendants or other identifying marks? Like, is it a religious type thing?
Give me a history check. So, looking at it, it does have some. It does have some markings, but the markings that are on it almost seem symbolic, like it's a language of some sort, or a symbology that is more secular than it is religious. You don't know if it's necessarily like heraldic, like the family symbol or whatever, but there's enough of them on there that it's likely not. It might just be, telling a story, but you don't understand the language.
I'll pocket that for our art collector dude
Yep.
person.
That would be a perfect thing for him. Next up,
Do we go bracers?
is that what you're going to do? Bracers?
Sure.
All right. Bracers pop off. It looks like they've got a hinge to help them go around an arm so that they can be
Okay.
loosened. And you can pop it off, and they open up. Not magical, even when you take them off. They just
Okay.
look decorative, possibly ceremonial.
Any heraldry or anything marking wise on them?
Similar markings to what's on the necklace.
I will look at them for history because I did not look at the necklace.
Okay.
Boy, I wish I was a level higher so I get fun bard stuff. But
Would I do like a rubbing of
I got
them?
a 15 though.
It is definitely a language of some sort. It's it, you know,
But not common and not Sylvan.
not
and
common,
anything.
not common, not Sylvan. It is a
Greek to me
symbolic
then.
language, runic in its design, but not one that you are familiar with. An ancient language.
Not-
I'm gonna do a rubbing of them to keep.
Sure.
Do we have to give all
So-
this stuff to the people that hired us?
That's what you're getting paid for.
I
No,
mean,
if we don't want to.
I mean, what they don't know we have won't hurt them.
But like, why would you want to keep it?
He did say that you could keep any of the magical trinkets that you find that would be useful to those in your trade.
Yeah, it's not. We're not going to sell anything out to anyone else. So if it's useful to you personally, like they said, you could keep it. That's not like you get a better deal anywhere else. You kind of go.
I mean,
Yeah,
is
sell
it
it then.
useful, like subjective? Like if it brings you joy?
Well, they
Should
want
it
like
be, like-
historical stuff though,
Yeah.
like books and things probably, and like
Yeah, but I
And
think
pieces
these
of
might be
artwork like
historical.
Pieces of
jewelry
artwork.
and tapestries
Yeah.
and
Jewelry is technically maybe art, but it might just be pretty jewelry, you know.
But,
I
like,
think
what
these
use
are
do you have for, like, a
probably art and
tapestry or-
historical.
it's up to you if you want to
Yeah, hang it.
justify keeping this stuff, but you
Bees
know.
already marked that the piece of jewelry for because I mean, dude, I have taste and that no.
The
But
thing
Bee-
is like
will
this
point
stuff's
to
been
the
down here for who knows how long, and you're gonna have to clean it and care for it, and it's gonna fall apart because it's old. And is it really worth the work?
No,
Fear,
not to me.
prestidigitation, and mend.
I mean, there is that.
Um,
Bee will point to the carved ivory rod / scepter and look at one of the magic people and go, "That looks like something you guys use."
Yes, it does.
me, guys?
Magic people. I think we have a druid and a
Druid
Yeah.
and
Cleric?
Scepter
And
type
cleric.
magic user. I'm more of a mushroom soup kind of magic user. You know.
Does the staff look like a religious staff?
I didn't say it was a staff. I said it was a rod.
rod
Oh,
/
a
scepter. And
rod. Does the
You can do a
Mavis is
history or religion check. It is not religious.
Mavis's magical thing said it was magic-y, so that's a magic-y thing.
It is.
we got history and religion
Terrible.
14s.
Historically, there's no there are no markings on it that match up to the writing that you're seeing on the art jewelry. And
You said it
the
had a red light on it.
red light. Ooh.
Thought I
No,
did I miss
the,
it?
the dagger was glowing with an internal light.
Oh, okay.
It had a shimmer to it. No, this is an ivory rod, and it has got spiral designs in it going up and down. There on what looks to be like the bottom of it, because there's a smaller knot on the bottom and a larger knot on the top. On the bottom, that kind of smaller knot is carved out to look like a flaring star, and upon closer inspection, it's got a seam on it. Looks like it could be possibly depressed, or maybe just sad. No, I mean literally depressed, like pushed in. And on the top, you can see what looks to be like 3 different faces that are carved into the, kind of like that setting of the bone where it's got like the 3 knobs, and the 3 knobs have been carved into faces that are looking out from it.
Same type of face on all three
Uh,
facets.
one looks very, very happy, one looks very, very sad, and one looks just there.
Are the faces humanoid?
They are humanoid.
Um,
Human or elvish or halfling. Something humanoid that is not of the orc, goblin, tabaxi variety. Something that looks like a human. So it could be a human, could be a halfling. You don't know. You're not sure. Does not seem to have pointy ears. In fact, you cannot even see the ears. You're just basically seeing the face.
not a Vulcan. Okay.
But it is
I will
magical.
happily reach in and get it if nobody else wants to touch it. Take it for the team.
As you take it out, the
I was asking. Is anybody else gonna get it?
Not now. Not that he said that.
I will do it. I will
No,
do it. I will take
I'm
it.
hanging back against the wall.
so as you take
I
it
will
out,
take it.
the black feathers kind of fall away as you take it out,
No.
and it exposes out the more of the hands, and you see that on the hilt of the dagger, on the pommel of the dagger, there is a pair of those black feathers that are worked into the dagger's hilt itself. Aside from
Does
that,
it say
Hold on. I thought
dagger,
you were
dagger,
taking
dagger on the blade?
the scepter out.
well, you did.
That
You
was-
took the scepter out, but then when you took the scepter out, the feathers
I
fell
saw the-
away because
the-
they were covering where the hands
Okay.
crossed. So you've got the scepter.
I would also like the shiny dagger as long as I'm reach it in.
Okay, you hand off the bone scepter.
I will
behind you.
hold the scepter.
You're a magic person.
And
Who wants to take this one?
I will hold the scepter as you
Okay.
go back in for more.
all right,
Okay.
as
Shiny,
you
shiny dagger.
grab the dagger, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna die.
It's a fairly decent saving throw for a level 1 character.
Yeah.
So as you grab the dagger, you feel a connection snap to the dagger as you pick it up. And over your shoulder, behind you, you think you hear the call of a bird.
Are we
Yeah.
talking hawk type cry or bird of prey, songbird?
A raven.
Not a songbird.
I don't want to get too excited if it's a raven because
Not a bird of, well, possibly a bird of prey. It's got that kind of call to it. It is definitely the cawing of a bird, possibly a blackbird, possibly a raptor of some sort. But a lot of the blackbirds, like crows and whatnot, tend to fall under the description of a raptor because they eat meat. But, or at the very least, they are scavengers. But when you turn to look, you don't see anything there. You do see that a few of the feathers have fallen out of the sarcophagus.
And the feathers were black, right?
All the feathers that were in the sarcophagus are black, as well as the two that seem to be attached to the hilt of this dagger. It seems to be have some sort of silvery metal that it is forged from. It has the shimmer to it. It's got designs worked into the middle of the blade, but nothing that has any sort of words or anything on that. But it seems to be a fine dagger of fine magical quality.
Okay, DM question.
Yes.
You may have answered this already. Where are we in time in relation to Vox Machina?
You are You are 20, I believe 20 to 25 years after campaign 1.
Okay, cool.
The people of
That's-
Vox Machina are still like Keyleth is the speaker of
Yep.
the
Of the
Airshari.
Ashari.
At this point in time, Persian Vex have got I think it's like 4 kids. Yeah, so they're in Whitestone. Good chunk of the remaining of Vox Machina are in Whitestone.
Okay.
So
And the
Yeah.
tree.
Try not to
The
fangirl
tree.
here, because it's a shiny, shiny dagger with raven feathers.
the tree is still standing in Whitestone and is usable for druids of a particular level. So
Anything with the staff or the scepter rod that I'm holding?
no, but it is still magical. It still triggers under the magic site, but it does not seem to be as unique as the dagger that was pulled up.
Well, I kept the last shiny dagger that we had, so I'm willing to part with the previous shiny dagger if I can keep this shiny dagger. If anybody else would like a dagger or uses daggers.
I'm a big fan of the mall, so I'm just gonna stick with that.
I just want to go to the mall, okay?
No, I bring the mall to them.
I'm just
I mean, I'll
picturing
throw a
from
dagger.
How I Met Your Mother. Wasn't that the song that
Let's
Robin
go
sang?
to the mall today.
I wonder if there's a gif of that. I bet.
Oh, I'm sure
Let's go
there
to the
is.
mall, everybody.
Yeah.
DM, would this be a dagger of any particular sort, or
That is a dagger of you need to attune or get it identified to figure out what
Okay.
it is.
attune or identify? Gotcha.
Yep.
I'll take the old dagger if nobody wants it, just because Arabella doesn't have anything.
The old dagger I picked up is a +1, so if you want that one, I'll give you that, and I'll hang on
It's
to this
better
one.
than a +0 to absolutely nothing. So
I will give you my +1 dagger,
awesome.
and I'll take this one, and then whenever we have a minute, I'll attune to it.
Yep.
I will remove the +1 from my inventory, and it is now given to our cleric.
All right. So it looks like you. There is still the burial shroud. If you want to try and collect the burial shroud.
Like, what's the burial shroud exactly? Like,
Burial shroud. It's the cloth that is put over a body when it is put into the sarcophagus.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
good.
I've taken enough for the team, so I think someone else should do this.
Does it have like art on it? Is it like a tapestry?
Yeah, it's got a design to it. It's embroidered.
okay,
Alright,
well, since
I'll
it's
do it.
embroidered,
Yeah.
I'll go for it. I'll roll it up.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like
Alright.
the cleric should have it just because, like, if we're gonna like rest a body or whatever, like, you know.
Well, this isn't necessarily something that you would do if you're burying somebody. This is definitely of historical value. It's like I forget what the
You know
shroud
what?
is
Yeah,
that
I'll
was
let the cleric
supposedly
take it.
covering
The Shroud of
Jesus.
Turin.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Shroud of Turin.
When
It's
the
a
shroud comes off,
Mhm.
what does the face look like that's underneath? And what does the inside of the shroud look like that was resting on said face?
So as you pull the shroud out, you find that it was in fact, it had slid down. There are still some holes that are in it because it is very old. But it looks like whatever imprint is on the inside of it, this person had the person that was in there, and you can actually see this now that you look at Shroud versus the Mummy. What's mostly skeletal underneath looks like broader shoulders than most female people would have. So you're guessing it was a male that was buried in here. The shroud itself has an imprint of what looks to be like there was a burial mask there at one point, but you don't see any sign of the burial mask. The mask itself, the design of it that is imprinted on the back of the shroud, had a fairly full beard and mustache on it. Does not look like it had any hair on it, or at the very least, the mask only kind of came up to here and then stopped. So, both the size of the skeleton and then the design of the burial mask that is imprinted on the back of the shroud tells you that this was a male individual. You just don't see much record of it. Again, it's got some of those markings in it, and some of the embroidery shows like the hieroglyphs type stuff. Just so that I can stop calling it that language that you can't speak or read.
Yeah, how big is the skeleton? Like, do they look like
6.5.
even if they are
6.5
six
feet
and a
tall.
half feet? Okay.
Ish.
Because
Cool.
we have a sarcophagus that has a resident inside of it. Did he go peacefully, or did they put him in alive and he clawed the bottom of the?
He did not come out going Emotep. No, nothing like that. It looks like he was traditionally mummified, and as you kind of go checking in, you do see that there are some signs of dust. Your character's not particularly knowledgeable about it, but you see basically what are the canopic jars that have kind of broken over time. This has been in a rather volatile area, which is why the shroud has slid, because this entire ziggurat has kind of been shifting with it being on a swamp at this point.
So are the jars in the sarcophagus with him, or are they in the room?
They were in the sarcophagus with him, and it looks like all of them have broken, and whatever was inside of them has dusted and fallen out.
Are there any good pieces of pottery to be brought back to our benefactors?
You can pick up the pieces that are there, and it's possible he could recreate them. I mean, you've already kind of said it yourselves with the mending spell. Lots of things are possible, and if this benefactor truly has resources like you think he does, paying some apprentice to come in and cast mending on these things for a week or two, probably not beyond his means.
We take them then.
All right, you can collect up the pieces of the various pottery that are in here, and put them in a backpack, sack, whatever.
You will also take a few of the raven feathers just for funsies and to look at them and put them in her pocket.
Just for shits and giggles, let's take them.
Just for shits and giggles, because they might be interesting.
When the feathers are moved off the legs they were covering, is it normal legs, and is there stuff on the legs that are of interest?
Nothing on the legs of interest, and they look like normal mummy legs. They're kind of skeletal at this point. They've got wrappings on them, but
No claw feet.
no claw feet, nothing like that.
Was the
Okay.
mummy wearing shoes?
Boots.
No shoes on the mummy.
Are the bones
Mummy needs a new
hollow?
pair of shoes.
I'd also like to take raven or black feathers.
Yep.
For arrows.
Sure.
And
Are there any other exits in this room, or is this the only?
It's the only one that you can see currently, except for the one that you came out of. Or came
Is
into
there a spot on the floor that matches the rod bottom that ends in a star shape?
No, I'm not gonna do that much Indiana Jones.
I like Indiana Jones.
But if you want, you can do a quick scan of the room to see if there's any hidden or sneaky entrances or exits.
So investigation or perception?
Perception.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Nope.
It's a 19. That's not a no.
Oh.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
just like
talking
a
about the nat
no.
one that's atop of that. You know, the one that is the. There we go.
I didn't see that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yay, the sound trombone.
Oh
I
yeah,
got a natural 20
I didn't.
for perception check.
I didn't forget that one. So, but the rest of you are that aren't Mavis are got
Maybe this is talking to her otter in the corner.
have got
we don't bring otters.
have got sharp eyes, and you will find that there is in fact what looks to be like a secret door.
No.
Sweet.
Secret doors.
It is
It
it is
is
on
good,
the
but not
it is
an
on the
impression.
floor, not on the ledge. It looks to be about 4.5 to 5 feet tall. It is a very short door. At least the kind of seam of it around what you're looking at.
You said this was in the floor?
Yeah, it's in the floor level. So you had the
On
sunken area,
ledge.
and then you had the ledge area. It's in the sunken area.
Gotcha.
So where's the mosaic? In the sunken area? Or
In the sunken area, yep.
And is it there's no way to take it. It's too big and it's
Oh no, that the mosaic is literally like cemented into the floor.
Okay.
Like in a Roman villa.
Exactly.
Like, you'd need like an excavator to.
Well, we will tell them it's here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to open the door.
You are going to open the door. Okay, you can open the door. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I just rolled a natural 20, so the computer algorithm is not on my side.
It could happen again.
It's truly random. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You
great.
will roll a 1, though.
How do I do the? Oh, okay. There we go. Yep. Definitely not on my side. I rolled a 4.
Alrighty then. So you're going to take 1 point of damage, piercing damage,
Okay.
and then give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 21.
Excellent. You have got the poison condition.
Yes. What does that mean? I'll figure it out.
That means you've got disadvantage on attack rolls and I believe
Poisoned.
ability checks.
Sweet.
Let me double check that.
It's on attack rolls and ability checks. You are correct.
Not saving throws. So
Okay.
that is that was the good outcome.
Yeah.
So you're willing to bet that the bad outcome was really bad.
It's good.
The door
I'm just
then
a
opens up.
little drunk. It's fine.
And it looks like it's a crawl space. And
Ooh, I'm
as
small.
you open the door to it, you watch as along the sides, at about 5 to 6 foot intervals, small gems light up
Oh,
with a glow, and go about 10 feet in before opening up into a larger area. In that larger area, you see the flicker of what looks to be like either torchlight or a fire of some sort.
why would there be a torch or fire right now? That would mean somebody's down here. Or been down here.
Shiny bees going in. There's shiny things in there. Bye.
I'd like to
Doesn't
examine one
necessarily
of the
mean
gems
someone's here because
and see if I
There,
can pry it
torches-
out of the wall.
you know.
Yeah.
All right,
Bee will help. You want to pull those out of the wall? We will pry them out.
all right.
Yeah, I want to get
Are they
like one just
big?
to see how it works. You know, it's kind of cool.
Can I ready an action?
What action do you want to ready?
I want to ready fairy fire for if I see another.
If you go 6 seconds and you don't see anything, that spell slot would be lost. since it is a leveled
okay.
spell.
That's good to know. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna do that then.
All right.
I will, I guess, scout the tunnel for.
All right.
Yep. See
You
if
go
it's
ahead.
safe.
And look through the tunnel.
Yeah.
While Stacy and
B.
B take a look at the glowing gems and try and pry one out. With the use of a thief and a barbarian, you can easily pry one of those gems out. As you do, it dims a little bit. It is still lit, but it's not quite as bright. And you notice that almost you see that it goes about 10 feet in, 15 feet in. So there's only about 3 on each side. But as you pry the one out on the one side, the other 2 seem to dim a little bit as well, almost as if they might be linked.
Can I put it back
still,
into the wall?
Let's put it back.
Yeah. When it actually, now that it's pried out, it doesn't seem to attach back in very easily.
Interesting. Okay.
It is magical. Obviously, it's a magical light. And
I do have proficiency with jeweler's tools. Can I identify with advantage?
Sure.
Investigate with advantage.
Sure. So, the gem itself seems like it's not necessarily a gem, but a crystal, and arcanely speaking, it's probably about the equivalent of a drift globe without the drift option.
Oh, sweet. We got to get all of them.
So, you're not sure if it's a permanent type thing, but because it did dim when you pried it out, but it is currently acting. Like I said, it's giving off a light for a small radius, and then dim light beyond that.
Cheers,
Maybe we should
Glass.
leave the rest. Maybe we should leave the rest while we go in and investigate, and then we'll get them on the way out.
Yeah, I want to see how far. Like, do they have to be attached to something together, or is there like a distance apart that they stop working?
I think it's a power of friendship thing. I think I'm Rarity and you're Applejack, and bring all of those together, and as long as
yes,
we
I'm
hang out
definitely
and become
Rarity.
friends.
Love of
She's a
God,
barbarian.
no.
I missed what these were called. What did you say?
I'm
they were?
100%
Drift?
an Applejack.
It's kind of similar to a drift globe. A drift globe is something where you can activate it and it
Or a
floats
Pinkie
along
Pie.
by you, doing a light spell basically.
Okay, so
But
We'll
this
just-
doesn't drift. It just you can hold it and it's a glowing.
I'm just saying there's like 6.
we'll wait to grab those on the way out. But Stacy and I wanted to go in and follow the lights into the shine. So I will hide behind Stacy as she goes first.
Sure.
This is
So-
great because Stacy's like a high elf, so she's like 5 feet tall.
All right. I'm going down the hallway first,
Yeah.
and I did a
Very tall
perception check. I got a 22.
So you didn't really need a high level perception check as you walk in, and sitting on the other side of the room is a statue. The statue is of looks to be like a large muscled creature. It is sitting with its legs crossed, and in its lap is a brazier. And on that brazier is where the flame is coming from. So there is a fire that has activated on in the brazier.
Is a brazier a bowl?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
It's not a brazier. That's different. because
not
it
a
looks like-
brazier. And it
So
would
what's
be
holding the brazier again?
It's just sitting in the lap of
Statue
this
sitting
creature.
cross-legged.
Those
This-
can also
of a
be a
statue.
bowl.
A creature that is living, or it's a statue?
It's a statue.
Statue.
It's a statue. So it's in the statue's lap is this metallic bowl, this metallic brazier that has a fire going in it. The head of the creature, while the body looks to be humanoid, muscled, very well defined, maybe a little bit long in the nails on each of the hands that is kind of holding on to the bowl. But the head of it has got horns, no hair, and has a fanged mouth that is sitting open.
You look like the cover of the first edition Player's Handbook.
A little bit. It looks like a version of that thing sitting with a bowl in its lap.
Like the dice tower that I have sitting in my dining room.
Right?
Is it a
And
dragon?
and in fact, both of the eye sockets do have large gemstones in them.
Oh no.
Again with the gemstones, you know I'm gonna want those.
You don't know about it. You're not
Just
even
saying.
in that little crawl space. She could be like, nah, wasn't worth it.
Look,
I
and-
am behive Stacy. We're
and
following
so-
her in.
By the time Stacy gets in, you will have noticed that in addition to the statue, that there are two tapestries, one in each wall to the sides of the statue, hanging there. They are dry, they are not rotted, not damaged, and have it looks to be representative of a culture of people that built this ziggurat. Because there's one of them in the process of building the ziggurat, and then there is one of them at the top of the ziggurat, kind of circling it, and it looks like what might be a high priest or some form of person of authority standing at the top doing a ritual at the top of the ziggurat.
Oh man. Okay. I know we're supposed to bring this stuff back, but I think that this might give maybe the wrong person the right information, and maybe we could take the tapestries and give them to Grandma, and she can hold on to these ones until we can meet up with her again.
Is there enough room in this chamber for the three of us?
Oh yeah, it's a
Okay.
fairly sizable. It's just it's a crawl space to get in, and then once you get in, it's about a 10 to 12 foot high ceiling, and it's approximately a 30 by 30 room.
Can our Philbrog friend crawl through the crawl space?
And with the artifacts we bring back, do they pay us by artifact, or they're just paying us our 2 gold pieces a day?
The 2 gold pieces a day was just the standard rate. Whatever you brought back, he was going to up your finder's fee basically for them,
Okay.
depending on what it was, what the value of it was.
Like, this is pretty it's new information, history maybe, that might tell somebody bad how to make another one of these things.
Another one of what things?
These ziggurat things.
Ziggurat? It's all it is a pyramid. All you need is basic geometry, and you can create a ziggurat.
They still
Well, they're
make
out
stuff
of like a
today.
lot of people that usually don't even want to make one.
It
Yeah,
seems
and
like
once
that
they
would be
make
a lot
one, they
of
wanna
work
make
to make one
more.
of these when you could just like find one.
So there are gems for eyes that I see.
And so Dina's like,
Yep.
so
But
the
then-
gemstones.
So the gemstones. Can you pry those out? I mean, I would like to gouge this person's eyes out to steal them,
So
or
you've,
not steal, rehome.
you've
rehome
already
these.
you've already pried out the crystals from the wall. You think that
We only got
using
one
a similar
crystal. The
method-
other ones we're getting on the way
Yeah,
back.
well, we're gonna leave the other crystals for the way out, unless
Right.
there is another. Is there another exit to this room, or is this just
No
okay.
other exit.
So we're gonna have
I
to go
feel
back out.
weird about taking someone's eyes out. I mean, I know it's a statue and all, but it just seems rude.
Can I
Laugh.
at least appraise
Those
them and
gems light up. These don't light up.
see if they're worth digging out? I mean, if they're like low quality, if they're, you know, if they're Claire's, if this is Claire's stuff, then I don't want it. But if there's like, if these are quality, I will absolutely attempt to take them.
They're blood diamonds. All right.
Hold up.
Go ahead and give me.
Oh, no.
You said you were trained in like jeweler's tools, right? Was somebody trained in jeweler's tools?
I am.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
are.
am.
Okay. If you're trained in jeweler's tools, sure, you can definitely appraise these gems because you've got enough knowledge about it with your um, proficiency in the tools of the trade. So they roughly, with the quality of the stone and the sizes of them, they could be worth a lot more, but they are fairly common gemstones. But the size of them and the quality of them would probably mark them at about 1,000 gold each.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to take those, unless my crew registers a firm objection to me taking these.
In triplicate.
Please submit in triplicate.
Right.
Please call their 1-800 line.
I would like to religion
think-
check the fella.
Can we get the tapestries down first in
No.
case the removal of the gems triggers something and we got to bolt fast?
Yeah. Never seen him
Probably a
before
good
in my
idea.
life.
Nope. Why, he's a big boy. That's about all you got from your religion check.
Yep.
He has horns and fangs.
So you take
He
down the
doesn't have
tapestries. Nothing happens. Nothing on the walls
Excellent.
behind them. Roll them up.
Cool.
They're
gemstone.
they're a little unwieldy, but you've got a furball in your party and a barbarian. Shouldn't have any problems with hauling them out.
Loaded onto the barbarian and it's larger than she is.
Yep. Hopefully it doesn't squish Tank while we're walking out. But
I put it over my other shoulder.
shoulder. It just clashes with my handbag.
I was just thinking about like moving a mattress in a narrow hallway. And
It's move out day on campus. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
will wait till everyone else has
Well,
vacated before she attempts to take these gems, because if the walls are going to come crashing in, let's just let them squish on me, okay?
So you pry it out. The door closes. Roll up
Okay,
another
but
character.
I get my little gemstone glyph drip globe thingy, right? I can put it in my inventory.
Sure.
I have it. Okay.
Sure.
Just making sure.
There's
Prying those
5
over the
more
wall.
that we still have to pull out
You
on the way
you
out.
pry out the gemstones out of the eyes, and it doesn't trigger anything.
Okay, thank you.
So
that's
sometimes you all are just way too suspicious of your dungeon master, who's done nothing but
What-
nice to you, except for that poison needle.
we're not suspicious of the dungeon master. We're just suspicious of the dungeon.
Yeah, it's a dungeon.
Which is created by the dungeon master.
So
We were
the-
sent down here by a really shady guy who was wandering around
Yes.
taverns,
That's
making people sign
correct.
contracts after saying it wasn't a contract.
Yes, correct.
size
the-
and quality 1,000 gold each. Do I know if these are rubies, or do I know the specific type of gemstone?
They're
Green?
ruby quartz, basically.
Ruby
I
quartz.
just said-
Yeah,
The-
not quite as expensive as a full ruby.
They are red colored quartz. Gotcha.
So the brazier that was lit, does it have warmth fire or is it magical fire that is?
You
So
want to take this guy's bowl, Mavis?
it is.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just curious.
the bowl actually can't fit out of the crawl space because the bowl is actually kind of big. It is magical fire because it started up when the secret door was open, but it also produces heat. So
Okay.
yes, it's magical fire, but yes, it also produces heat. So, and it doesn't shut down when you pry out the gems. Now, when you pry out the crystals, lighting the hallway does not turn off the flaming brazier either.
Okay.
They do all dim as you pry them out, but they all have the same level of illumination as you're holding on to them.
So we
What's that?
all can have a non-drifting drift globe.
Basically, yeah.
Interesting.
It's a light stone. You would still have to try and figure out how to turn them off
Oh.
because
Put
they
them in your
are
pocket.
lit.
Put them in your pocket. Your pocket's a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Maybe we can also sell these or put them in jewelry. Well, it'll depend.
and identify or research using Arcana or
Friendship
whatever.
bracelets.
Might figure out how to activate or deactivate them. Illuminate, deilluminate. Give it a try.
So
I was
this
a
is pretty
child
much
of the
it.
80s.
Do we just go out now? There's only one way, pretty much out. The same way we
Looks
came
like
in.
it.
All right.
I think we're good here. I mean, we got some stuff and things and
You've
didn't
got
die.
some things of historical value. You've got some things of magical value that you are allowed to keep. And you've got a pair of gemstones that are not of historical value that can just be bonus ka-ching if you wish to keep the gemstone eyeballs and just sell them off as gemstones, because there's no markings to them or anything like that. There's nothing that.
No,
if
but
you-
that's
if you
some
could've-
money.
If you could have gotten the entire statue out, it might have been of historical value, but it was way too big to get out of there.
Money's good. I'm good with gems and shiny objects. So
Does anybody have experience, like, or a bonus
Are you
in
asking
history?
if we're experienced?
A bonus in like history or religion that could look at these tapestry pictures and see if they can glean any insight from them?
I have religion.
I read some books.
It might be worth everybody taking a look at them before we sell them off.
I'm sorry, that rolled twice. I only hit it once, I swear.
So, near as you can tell, it is what's on the tapestry is less about a big evil ominous thing happen. It's not like the red horn from the Honor Among Thieves. Sorry.
Oh.
Whatever thing that happened in the D&D movie that was like big evil thing happening and that was shown in the trailer. And shut up about it's not a spoiler if it's in the fucking trailer.
I'm trying to avoid it, Joe.
It's on D&D Beyond. I could actually tell you the stats of the magic item. My God. All right,
I think
but
sometimes trailers spoil a lot of things.
they do
lately.
sometimes. This case,
Yeah.
not everything, but still. Anyway, so it's not like a big evil ritual that's going on. This is just it is a show of the history of the ziggurat itself, it being built, and the people applying their worship there. Now that said, you don't necessarily know what it's depicting. It could just be depicting a harvest festival or whatever. It's not like the picture is the guy like digging a heart out of a human sacrifice and summoning an evil god or anything. No, it is just a person of authority standing at the top of the ziggurat, performing a ritual for the people that are, it's more of the real genius. You're having that dream where there's thousands of naked people throwing cocktail dills at you and chanting your name. Why am I the only one that has that? Why am I the only one that has that dream? That's more of what this looks like. It looks like a bunch of people, the people of this community, standing around, kneeling at this ziggurat, while the high priest on the top, was kind of talking on the sermon, sort of a thing.
Cool.
So those
how long have we been down here now? I mean, when we come out of the
Several
ziggurat,
hours.
is it? So it's getting on to evening.
Yes, you're getting into early evening at this point.
should we maybe stay with Auntie again and then head back down to town?
Yeah, that seems
Tomorrow?
fine.
Okay.
Is it easy enough to find our way back to Auntie's?
Yeah, because she's still staying up there.
She
was
waited
waiting
for us all day? How nice.
Well, she was
Yeah.
watching the parade of snakes.
Yeah,
That's
we
cute.
also have a snake companion that's been with us this whole time.
Uh-huh. He's still hanging around, even
That's
though
nice of him.
the speak with animals has gone away. He's still kind of hanging around.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, well, I think that's great. We should probably maybe go to Auntie's and have a long rest or something, so I can attune to this shiny dagger and see what it is,
And a tea.
and a tea, and have people who spent spell slots get restored.
All right.
So I
So
think I have to attune with the ivory.
attempting to attune with the ivory rod will probably tell you what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Can the druid make us some more good berries to pocket?
Yeah. So if it's been 24 hours, I will make your good berries
Okay.
for tomorrow before we sleep.
All right. Use your last spell slot. You all get into a long rest. You can level up to level 2.
Thank you.
Yay.
The rod,
Two.
the bone rod, is a rod of the Pact Keeper. So as you try to attune to it, you cannot.
It says no.
It says no, but you definitely get the vibe that this is a rod of the Pact Keeper. It is a warlock item.
Am I still poisoned?
No, that goes
Okay.
away after about an hour.
Okay, cool.
And the dagger?
Well, the dagger, that's a different story. You are going to be visited in your dreams by
no.
By three
a
spirits?
a very tall, lanky, humanoid creature in a black cloak of feathers, wearing a white porcelain mask.
Oh.
It looks at
I
you.
am
and
trying very hard
says-
not to fangirl.
It looks at you and says, I see you have recovered the dagger of my chosen. I suppose that means I'll have to visit you again. Do enjoy it. And
Do I get the sense if this is male or female or non-gender?
non-gender, it's hard to tell. The physique looks androgynous. The voice is not incredibly deep, but at the same point is not necessarily feminine. So, and the dagger, as she says, or they say, I'm going to have to visit you again, materializes in your hand, and as it does, you attune to it. The item is called Whisper. It is, in fact, a vestige of divergence. And so currently, in its current state, it is a +1 dagger. And if you score a critical hit with the dagger, the target must make a DC 13 wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute. On a success, they are immune to this effect for 24 hours.
That's kind of cool.
So,
Okay, I will write that down, and now I will
and
cup with a very poofy tail.
yeah, I don't believe it is built into D&D Beyond currently. It is in Roll20. I'd have to try and figure out.
I can copy paste and I'll put it in.
Yeah, you can just copy paste and create a
If you
homebrew
make
type.
a homebrew of it
Yeah, I can make a homebrew of it too as well.
and put it into the campaign.
I could do that too. Yeah. But just all you have to know is it's a +1 dagger right now, and we know what the fear effect is, so it's easy enough right now to do as just regular. But yes, this is a vestige of a divergence, and yeah, if anybody wants to make a history check, you can know a little bit about the history of it, because it is something of historical note within the last 30 years. Of course, it'd have to be somebody that actually was apparently good at history, but
We can fake it.
yeah.
So
I got jack of all trades
between
now.
the two of us.
It's
we
really,
No.
really shiny. Okay.
It is really, really shiny, and this weird creature with feathers told me they're gonna come visit me again. So yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm attuned to it, so
And
that's
now
one
you
of
are
my
attuned to
attuned.
So is anybody thinking about warlock levels, or is this an item we wish to unload?
I'll think about it.
You do know that there are many of the magic item shops exist in the larger cities, and while Gilmore's Glorious Goods tended to be the big box store basically in town, Gilmore has retired within the last few years, but has sold off his various interests in other cities to other people, younger people, ones that are not quite so interested in slowing down. So
Definitely gonna need somewhere to unload these
still
expensive gems.
not the best place. Gems you can unload to any sort of gemstone or jewelry merchant. That is a little bit easier to find.
Because then we'll have some money to spend on candy.
Yeah.
Also true. Also true.
I mean, we could spend money on things other than candy.
But why?
Yeah.
But
I mean, I
why
suppose
would
there's
we?
pie. Pie would be good.
Yep. You have heard tales of some very good pastry shops, also associated to the heroes of Vox Machina.
Ah, yes, the Slayer's cake.
Yes, the Slayer's Cake, in fact, still does exist in the city of Whitestone.
Maybe they might know something about this dagger. And the staff, possibly.
And the scary person who visited me in my dreams. I mean, my tail is still poofy.
Also true. Also true.
Hey, I get cunning action. Thank you.
Oh my god, I can do the
I'm happy.
thing!
I do the thing.
That's so weird that my druid circle is not showing on D&D Beyond the circle of spores, and I don't know why.
What book
I
did
think it's
that?
level 3.
It's in Tasha's. No, like you can choose your.
Oh yeah,
level
it started off in Theros and then moved to Tasha's when Tasha's came out. Yeah.
And I have all the things.
You know what? Somebody else was telling me they were having some problems with the circle of spores showing up. I will
Google
ask
it.
them.
I will see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll think about doing a level or more of Warlock.
How high is your
'Cause I
charisma?
could-
I think it's pretty high, actually. Let me look.
Now, I don't remember how we do
I'm-
hit points. Do we do max HP or do we do, I mean, not max HP, do we
It's
do
fine.
average or roll?
You do the average.
You have to enable Magic the Gathering content because it was first published under Guildmaster's Guide to Ravenica, and content management is determined by the first published source.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
So, I'm sorry, do we
I would
roll
do-
or do we take average?
Well, I suppose let's discuss this. Do we want to roll our hit points or do we want to take the average?
Average is fine
Oh.
with me.
Average.
I'm gonna go average.
Okay, average.
Yeah.
All right. Take the average hit points then.
because my con modifier is only a +1. When you roll a 1, that means 2 new hit points.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. All right.
I could do a level of warlock, but it's not going to happen until 5th level at least. Because I have a 17 charisma.
If you wanted to multi-class into warlock, you would need to have at least a 13 charisma.
We
Oh,
shouldn't.
I don't.
No,
I have
no
a
one should
12.
multi-class into warlock just because we got a magical item that could be used.
I understand. I've never played a warlock, and it was something I was thinking about. But my
Hey.
charisma is not high enough, and I don't want to
There's
rebuild.
nothing wrong with Eldritch Blast.
Right.
In-
So I did do magic initiate as a warlock. Would I be able to use it with that feat?
Hey, Marcelo. Thanks for resubscribing. 15 months in a row. Anyways.
Magic initiate, you pick spells and cantrips.
Yeah,
or
so it doesn't.
class that
It
your
does
magic
not give you a.
initiation?
It does not give you the ability to use the magic items that require warlock.
Cool. I'm good then.
The only way to do that is to actually have levels in it. Currently.
So
So
you can sell it.
I finally have cunning action. Thank you.
so
Finally.
as you are getting ready to leave, what are you bringing with you? I mean, are you going to leave anything behind, or are you going to bring everything that you found of historical
Bring everything
value?
we found with us.
I mean, that's the whole point of coming out here is bring everything
Except
Angie
the
gave us, everything we found.
mosaic.
Yeah, except for the mosaic, which
Except for the mosaic, which we had to leave.
plastered on the floor. All right, so you make your way back to town so that we can now actually use the town soundscape that I've been playing this entire dang time. And the way back to town is uneventful. It seems that the rather high number of rats that were in this area has become much lower after a long rest.
How could that have possibly been?
There's quite a few snakes around, but they seem to be very, very positively attituded towards you.
Oh, do we still have a snake companion, or did we leave
the snake is still
companion with
following.
Nancy?
Is still following the druid. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
We got a pet snake.
As long as he has access to food and interesting stuff, he's still gonna follow you around.
Don't you feel kind of bad? Shouldn't you like maybe pick him up, or I mean, come on, don't make the little guy crawl the whole way.
he actually slithers quite quickly.
Okay, if he's
Plus,
cool.
Plus, I believe, Sarah, aren't you a gnome druid? Yeah, the snake is pretty big, and I mean, we're talking some. What was it? Britney Spears, like draped snake boa kind of a thing. It's a sizable snake in comparison to her. It is.
When
it
we
is
get into
both-
town, somebody should probably pick him up so he doesn't get stepped on.
They're both small sized. But yes. All right. So, coming back into town and getting back to the tavern in question. You do in fact find your grouping,
Benefactor?
your benefactor. And he is, yes, there he is, David. And he says, it's a good job you've done here. Looks like you came back with quite a few things. Well, I tell you what, hang tight. I will call over the contractor and get him here to collect his goods and pay you all for your services. And you see him pull out a parchment. He pulls out a quill starts writing on it. Takes it, folds it up, tosses it into the air, and it kind of turns into an origami bird and goes flapping off.
That's cool.
He then goes up to the bar, orders in some refreshments, and then brings them back to the table, or brings back at least a refreshment to the table, and says, "We've got food and drinks coming. Call it a bonus for your first contract completed and a job well done."
Take it. Thank you.
And
Haley, are you saying something? You are muted.
How did you make the paper bird thing?
oh, it's a rather unique little trade item. It is a enchanted piece of parchment that if you mark down who it goes to and fold it up and send it into the air, it will fly to that person and deliver the note. And then as soon as it arrives in there, the enchantment drops and it turns back into a flat piece of parchment.
Whoa, what kind of
Can you-
enchantment is that?
Can you teach me?
I don't know how to make those. I just keep some on hand for the purposes of completing contracts.
Oh,
It's an easy way
Okay.
to do communications over long distances with a variety of different people. A little bit more,
Yeah.
It is consumable, but it is a little bit more flexible than a sending stone, which needs to have
Do you
a pair.
buy the paper at the shop here?
Well, I get them from a wizard friend.
Oh, so paper
I don't-
does beat rock.
Yeah.
It does in this instance. For constant communication between two individuals, rock beats paper.
Oh.
And if one is going into the Feywild and wants to detach itself from their shadow for the purposes of communication or being in two places at once, scissors beats rock.
Oh.
Actually, no, rock beats scissors, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways. So, and after he goes, he talks to you for a while about, and he lets you know that there are traveling magic merchants. Tells you, kind of gives you some of the ins and outs on how to be wary of some of them. The more established you become in the guild, the more access that you'll get to the guild's particular stash of goodies. They've got a
Cool.
basically like a trade route area where their wizards will purchase things off of you and possibly be able to trade with you for other items. They kind of have their own magic item store of sorts. It's kind of like going to the military bases. I forget whatever they called the
PX.
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 Yeah,
Mhm.
going to the PX and the military base. A little bit less military and a little bit better stuff, but you get the idea.
So would they have gem merchants that would buy stuff too?
He can get you hooked up with somebody to unload the gems on. Somebody reputable, and you do know that they, depending on the types of gems, the guild will purchase some of them, especially if they're something that can be used and held on to for use in a ritual or whatever, like diamond dust, things like that. They will definitely purchase those. These ruby quartz, he says that you can either go to a jeweler that's in town here, or you can sell them to the guild. They'll actually take that as kind of almost like a signing bonus, like welcome to the guild. We'll do this first purchase of you, no matter what kind it is, and we'll take care of unloading it.
Okay. If you wanted to do that this session, we can, or we can arrange that for next session.
Oh, you can easily take care of that right now.
Okay, so
Would
yeah,
they-
I will sell or transfer my the 2 gems to him.
Okay.
Does he give me price the price for them? The
Yeah.
the
It gives
okay,
you
so
the going rate. So 2,000.
okay.
All right. So let's see here.
Would they be interested in the rod that we have? Is there a way to unload that?
Well, that he would have to look into. So that might be something a bit more for next time,
Okay.
so that Zombie Joe can figure out what they might have in their stores to give to you. All right. Let's see here. So, based off of the tapestries, the necklace, and the bracers that you brought back, and that's including like all the tapestries, including the damaged ones that Auntie Mila had in.
What about the burial shroud and the burial jars?
Also with the burial shroud and the canopic jars.
Okay.
Let's see here. He will give you. He's going to give you about a 3,000 gold piece bonus finder's fee for those, based on the value of those. So, and let's see here. Yes. All right. All right, so roughly you are going to get about 650 gold pieces each.
Did you
For-
include the 2,000 for that?
Yes, that was including the
Thank you.
2,000.
I really didn't want to do the math on that.
That's so much.
50 gold pieces each.
650.
650 gold pieces apiece.
Yep.
This was a very lucrative venture.
Wow.
That's by a lot of paper.
And
Okay.
several magic items, including a very powerful vestige that seems to have been dropped in your hands.
That is slightly scary, but we can go get so much candy.
It's almost like the powers that be in this world expect great things from you. And so now you need to deliver.
We did promise Auntie we would bring her like baking supplies and various other things. So
You did?
next game when we head out, or next time we head out that way, I will make sure to get her something, some kind of stuff for her larder.
Yep. And with that, we are sitting at just shortly after 9 p.m. Central Time, which means that Zombie Joe's voice is becoming more zombie-like and a little less Joe-like. So, I believe we've hit the extent of my stamina for the night. So we are going to go ahead and wrap up. We will be back again in 2 weeks as we continue on to this journey of discovery in the southern areas of Tal'dorei, in the Tal'dorei South section of the Tal'dorei Reborn campaigns we're doing here on Border Kingdoms Adventures. So, from everybody here at Border Kingdoms Adventures and on the Tal'dorei South cast and crew, as well as the TTRPG Geezer, i.e. me, stay healthy, stay safe, roll some dice, just don't do it on my lawn, you damn kids. We'll catch you next time.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.